All right, let's put some make it designed a lot better. So let's go into here. Let's edit the Storio style sheet. I'm going to get rid of this H2 because it's terrible and garbage. And I am going to well, let's see what you would select to do certain things. So the whole page background is wrapped in a TW story, and just to show you that that's true, let me play from here. So if we look at the source here, right, this is the HTML. And if you're not familiar with that, don't worry, just kind of try to follow along. So you see this whole thing is the TW story, and then where all the words are is called the TW passage. Now you see this tags thing, and we'll get to that for changing it in a second. So we want to set, if we want to set the background, we use this TW story as the selector in CSS. So we'll go back here, go to edit, story JavaScript, right? And I said TW story, and let's just say background color, and I'm just going to say I'm just going to say blue for a keyword right now, just to show you what's happening. So now, whoops, you got to actually go in and play it, right? See, now you notice my background is this terrible blue color. Now I don't want it to make it this blue color. I want to use an image. And so I've uploaded an image, and I'll give you the link to this. I'm sure I'm going to give you some write-up to go along with this to help you. You're going to go into this story thing here, and what we want to do then is set up background. So I'm going to say background URL, and I already have the link, luckily, already cut and pasted, so I don't have to write it out in front of you. Bottom right, no repeat. Don't worry if you don't know what any of this means. And we're going to say background size cover. So what this is doing, this is looking for an image at this web address. The thing about images and the web is they're not in the web page. They're called from their images externally from the web page. And so this is going to one I have on my website that I put in there for you. So let's just check out and see what we did here. Oh, this background size cover means it fills the whole background. And that's what that keyword means. So we'll change this, and let's just go and play it. And there it is. We've got ourselves a nice little baseball field here. It's the Blue Jays field. I actually just photoshopped out the Blue Jays symbol. So, so that we can read the text, we should probably put a little background on that. So I'm going to go back over here and bring up my style sheet. And this is a TW passage. And I'm going to give it a background color of RGBA 000.8. And what that means is that all colors are defined with RGB, red, green, and blue values. Those are those first three values. The A stands for alpha. It means it's going to be 80% opaque when it renders. It also is going to need some space. In web parlance, padding is space. So I'll just say give it 40 pixels of space on the inside. That's what padding is. And so let's go take a look at this now, and we'll say here, right? So there it is. We've got this here. I don't know why that top is there. Again, we could always just check it out. If you've taken my web design class, you might be a little more familiar with this. We see the sidebar we can obviously do something with. I'm just kind of looking to see. It looks like there's just a break tag there for some reason. Might have to remove a character or something in the thing. Not a big deal. One thing that would be nice is if we could like have this in the center of the screen rather than up top. That's easy enough to fix using display flex. So I'm going to put that one in too. Edit style sheet. And I'm going to put that in TW story. Display flex. Justify content center. Don't worry, again, you probably don't know what this means, but just follow along and I'll give you something. See, and now it's centered right there. And so now that would be the whole thing here. Everything would be pretty much just using that, and we'd go through it. What if we wanted to change this page background when we get to a certain link? You can absolutely do that, and we do that with tags. So let's go look at, keep reading the Astros dossier. I'm going to put this tag, I'm going to call this tag Astros, and I'm going to add it. I'm going to close this, and I just want to test it real quick and see what the tag looks like. Show you what it looks like. And so, whoops, play. We just want to play from right here because we don't want to have to bother. Bring up our code of the page, and say it is, see, tags Astros, okay? So to change that tag, what we need to do in our style sheet is to go to TW story tags. That symbol equals, was it Astros? Astros, right? So we can do that. And do I need those quotes there? I don't know if I need those quotes there. But I'm going to go ahead and change that background. I'll just go do this. I'm going to change the background. I put in another one called paperwork. And I'm going to leave this. I'm actually going to do this bottom center. And let's see here. That looks right to me. So why don't we just jump right to this one to see it. And so now we see we have this different image here. So instead of jumping in, we'll just start right from the beginning, and I'll just quickly go through it. Right, we start our game. Right, my name is Ripka. Celebrate day one. I'm going to decide to keep reading the Astros dossier. Boom, it changes, right? So this is how that works. So you can change everything, right? You can wrap anything in HTML, style it any way you want, anything to your heart's desired, and of course, anything you know how to do with CSS and HTML. I'm sure a lot of you don't know HTML and CSS, but again, I'm here as a resource for you should you want to know how to do something. I'm actually just going to append this on to this last video because I think I've shown you enough to really take it and run with your own game if that's how you choose to do in our exercise, because you have, for the last week, you have your choice of doing a chatbot or a news game. And so I think that's enough to help you get a news game going. And obviously, again, consult me with any issues you may have.